Right, we are recording, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Prince, Dr. Chukwemeka Edward Atede. Anyawuna Waro Hawan of Apugo, but your friends, my friends, they call me Eddy4ShoT's. And it's a pleasure to have you on the other side of the listening wave. Today on the FlyEd on the Wall podcast, we are starting the show out strong with a host and a bunch of guests. We have them coming in from all over the world. It's really amazing to have everyone joining us today. I cannot express how amazing I've had of an event it is today because for the first time, I have to be clean and very for all disclaimers. For the first time, my guest got on before me. That has never happened. That is really awesome. I really appreciate your enthusiasm to come on the show and talk about all the interesting things you guys have and all these interesting things that I have that I want to share with you guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will introduce the topic and then I'll go ahead and introduce the guest, or you introduce yourself when I call upon you. I guess we'll go ladies first and then we'll go because, yes, on this podcast, we have a lady joining us all the way from Maryland here, which is in USA, and we have someone from Nigeria, and hopefully someone will be joining us as well from Zambia. So the topic of today is planets. Planets, I have a prop right here. Boom, I have a prop right here. So this is an example of a planet. I'm going to set it down somewhere so that you guys can have a look at it. This is an example of a planet. This is Earth, and I live on Earth. And we are going to be talking about planets and everything you know about planets today. And we'll be talking about other topics based on what the people have of interest, and we will express our enthusiasm as maximally as possible. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll go ahead and leave the floor to the guest that we have today. We'll start from the lady. Miss Anne, please, could you introduce yourself? Hello.
Hi, my name is Anne. I don't know what else you want me to say.
Tell us about yourself. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Tosin, you're a returning guest on the show. Thank you so much for coming back on the show. We really appreciate you for being on this exquisite FlyEd on the Wall podcast with Eddy4ShoT's. And right now we're with Mr. Tosin. Please introduce yourself. I know you as an amazing designer, beautiful work of art, hand artisan who makes beautiful artwares in Nigeria. You have a company that you are a CEO of. Please go ahead and let me not wash you too much. I know you can wash yourself properly.
You already did the job. All right. Good afternoon or good evening, everybody. My name is Eddy4ShoT's. Like you said, a fashion designer with a brand name Ewe Clothing, and I happen to be the small boy that is managing the business. I'm
I
also I'm also speaking from Nigeria, and I'm happy to be on this podcast. Also looking forward to a good time with everybody here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate that. Yes. So while we wait for our other guest to join us, he's taking his good time joining us. We'll hopefully, by the time this is halfway done, he will be in the show with us. So we'll talk about planets and then we'll go from there. Okay. All right. Let us begin by leaving the floor open for the lady. And please, can you tell us what it is that brought you on the show? And if you are even interested in the topic, if you're not interested in the topic, tell us what it is that you want to talk about. I know you have a beautiful business that you brought to my attention. This would be a wonderful platform to share to the world what your business is about. And I can also show pictures if when I finally come and take pictures of your stuff. All right.
All right.
All right. So I guess ladies first.
Yeah.
You're muted.
Can you
There.
say, can you repeat your question? I don't know what
Oh,
you
yeah. I
said.
was saying the topic of today is planets, right? We have a planet. We're on one planet today. It's called Earth. And we have about 8 planets and multiple dwarf planets that are revolving around the sun, right? And I just wanted you to tell me what you know about planets, what kind of planets you know, their names, for example. And if you are not interested in the topic, that's perfectly fine. If you have a business or something that you think would be interesting to us to talk about, that would be amazing to let us know on this platform.
Yeah, I know a little about the planet, but yeah, that's not my interest right now. But yeah, I'm just gonna like mute myself and listen to you though. Yeah.
Perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. All right. Mr. Tosin, do you have any knowledge in platform?
Yeah. Apart from the basic knowledge we all have about planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and all of them. And I heard, I think you said Neptune, is it Pluto or Neptune is vanished and it's gone into extinct, something like that.
Yes.
Is that
Go ahead. Go ahead.
all right? So it would be interesting to actually know more about planets because ever since high school where we learned geography, I don't think I've ever taken time or taken interest in knowing anything about planet. I just know the earth I'm on and I want to survive in earth, especially in Nigeria. You understand?
Yep,
Nigeria
yep.
is a
Trying to
place.
survive on Earth. You don't know you're on a rolling ball spinning around the sun.
You don't know sun rises and it sets due
Yes.
to the revolution, right? The
Yes.
revolution
It's
revolving
rotation
around
that
the
causes your
sun.
sunrise and sunset.
And sometimes it's fascinating to also, with the little knowledge of geography that I know where the sun is coming from, the east, it rises from the east, sets in the west. So wherever I find myself, maybe when I'm outside Lagos,
Mhm.
I, with the knowledge of that, I get to know, okay, the sun is rising from it, it's setting here. So this is north, this is south, this is southeast, this is southwest, I just make myself happy like I'm a geographer,
That is really interesting because knowledge about
stuff like that.
where the sun
But
rises and sets can put you in the right coordinates. Like you say, oh, that is
yeah,
north, that's east, that is west. That yeah, that is really, that's very
and
brilliant. You actually remember that.
it makes the compass also interesting and enthusiastic to know what how it goes about. Just any directions and how to know where you are, navigate your ways through and all that. And in line with geography today, there's one thing I learned from a movie. You know where the wind is coming from
Hmm.
by dipping your thumb or any of your finger in water. Then when you face it to the atmosphere, wherever you feel the breeze coming from, you can know the direction of the breeze. And you can look at this is where we're heading south here. Look at these pirates movies and all that. It's also
Mm,
interesting, It's a
that is
world that is yet to be
interesting.
explored by everybody. It's yet to be explored by everybody. So if there is um, uh, a platform, there's an opportunity to go out there and see it. I think I would embark on the journey.
You were embark on that journey. That's very brilliant. The fact that you know that, oh, you can detect wind direction based on the temperature difference from your finger. That is marvelous. Most people don't even have an inkling to that idea. Okay, perfect. All right. I guess what we'll do is we'll dial back and we'll start at the basic, and then we'll go up to where you reach inside the planet and you're talking about the atmosphere now.
Okay.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on planet Earth, okay? Planet Earth is the third planet from the sun. We have a star called the sun. It is a brilliant star. It's an M-type star. We'll talk about that on another podcast, what kind of star it is. And it has a gravitational hold on our planet. The same way our planet has a gravitational hold on the moon, okay? Now, I'll put the moon now, say like in this distance. Say I'll put it on this side of the screen and the moon on this side of the screen. If the moon was this size and the earth was this size, how far away do you think the moon is from the earth? If I was to hold it like this, or out of the screen, how far away do you think it is?
Way out of the screen.
Beautiful. Excellent. Yes, it is actually way out of the screen. Now, if this was the size of a basketball and this was the size of a tennis ball, the tennis ball will actually be 21 feet away from the planet. That's how far the moon is from the sun. Sorry, from the earth. It is 250,000 kilometers away. Oh, I think about 100, I don't know how many miles it is, but 250,000 kilometers. The earth itself is far away from the sun. It's about 150 million kilometers away, or probably miles. I'm mixing up the conversion rate, but yes, it is far away from the sun that it has a gravitational bound around the sun, that it has the revolution. The revolution gives us our year, and the rotation gives us our day. Okay? Now, I'm going to define what a day is with a rudimentary thing that I learned in science class, which is a flashlight and the location on Earth. So, first of all, I think I've done experiment to know that we live on a globe. It is not a perfectly spherical globe. It is more oblate. It is more wider at its center than it is at the top. It's more like squished. So like a geoid is more of an apt description of it, or an oblate spheroid. So it's more like fat on one side and like thin on the edges, right? So you have that ball and it rotates around its axis, first of all. So it has an axis, that's what this is. So if you were to put this straight perpendicular, this would be the axis of the sphere, right? But the Earth is tilted at 27 degrees. That's why most globes you see, they already have it at that degree. You're like, why is the Earth like slanted? That's how the Earth is actually in its orbit around the sun. So it keeps that same orientation, no matter, let's say this is right here.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I'm going to move this
So
to
the Earth is actually standing or suspended this way.
Yes, it's suspended in space at an angle. So it's not straight up and down like this. No, it is like at 27 degrees. And let's say this is the sun right here. It orbits the sun at that same orientation. So when it's at this side of the sun, it is still like this. And when it's on this side of the sun, it is like this. When it's on this side, it is like this. When it's on this side, it is like this. Do you understand? So it keeps that.
I'm just hearing this for the first time.
You say what?
So what if I tell you I'm just hearing this for the first time?
Really? Oh, I'm glad that we're always here to learn. That's what the Flight on the Wall podcast is for.
I used to think this atlas was just a ball, and I never knew it was the actual position of the Earth.
Yes, this is the actual, or the close to most actual representation of how the Earth is suspended in space. It is not straight up and down like this. No, it is tilted slightly at 27 degrees to the 90. Okay, so now we know what the angle is around the sun. Now I'll define what causes our seasons. Okay, so we'll have the sun here. Oh, let's use my head as the sun. Okay, that's a more apt description because my name is Anyawuna Waraha. But anyways, here we have the Earth. If the Earth is on this side of the sun, yes, you'll notice that this bottom part of the sun, of the Earth, sorry, is closer to the sun. And this part of the sun, what am I calling the Earth sun? And this part of the Earth is farther away from the sun. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if we are to orbit the Earth, this is 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. When you come back to the same place, 12 months. Okay? So we orbit the Earth in 365 days and a quarter. All right? And we return to the same position a year later. That's what causes our years. Okay? This causes our day when the Earth is rotating. Right? So there are two things happening at the same time. The Earth is both rotating and revolving. You understand? It's rotating left to right, like this. Yes? And it is revolving left to right in a counterclockwise way. Okay? The sun causes our days, and our revolution causes our years. Okay? Now, to explain what the seasons are, remember what I said about the 3, 6, sorry, so you have the 0, 3, 6, and 9, and 12, right? So if you make a full revolution, that's 1 year. Now, what you have is if you start at 0, let's say you start in January, right? January, by the